Hello, everybody, and welcome to this demo of Stratalign. Over the past 20 years, I've worked for many employers and clients in a PMO director capacity. In every organization, whether it's small to a large organization, uh, the organization struggled with competing priorities, right? Maybe you're familiar with this. Like everything is a priority and nothing becomes a priority. And that's the reason why we developed Stratalign. Because misalignment is a very, very wasteful and big problem at many, many organizations. And so, what this app does is it focuses resources on the right things at the right time. In fact, that's our slogan. So, I want to show you here. I'm logged into Stratalign right now. Wanted to show you here. There's a strategy coach here at the bottom right that gives tips throughout the application, which is very, very helpful. I'm going to go ahead and X that out for now. But let's go to the dashboard here. The dashboard will show you the total initiatives, the average priority score, for example, high priority projects or initiatives. And then this is really important here at the top right. It's a strategic alignment score. And the target is to be above 80%. So if you can imagine a large enterprise with 10 different departments and trying to align all those teams and organizations with corporate strategy. So we start down here, down in the pillar weights. This application is based on a balanced scorecard method. And so there are four strategic pillars here: financial performance, customer relationships, operational excellence, and learning and growth. And you can go ahead and weight each of these strategic pillars uh, with the uh, with the executive team, right? Uh, And so once those pillars are set, and then you would do this on a cadence, right? It could be on a quarterly basis, semi-monthly basis. Typically, it's done on an annual basis. Once those pillars are set, you would go over to strategic objectives, and you could go ahead and define your objectives by period, right? So you could do quarterly planning, annual planning. You would go ahead and pick a pillar, pick the period, define the objective or give it a title and a description. And so you would see the objectives here by quarter or by year, right? And then moving on to initiatives. So after you define the objectives, you want to define initiatives, and ideally you want to make sure that they align with those strategic objectives. So as you can see here, we've got a few strategic objectives here. Initiatives: digital transformation initiative, a customer experience initiative, a market expansion strategy, and employee development program. And then you go ahead and create a strategic objective, and then uh, as a member of the executive team, you could go ahead and adjust these pillars for that particular objective. So you're scoring that initiative by these strategic pillars. Okay, and then this is a really, really cool feature here. So you can score initiatives, you can score projects, and this is what shows up here. It's a strategic priority score or SPS score. Uh, so generally, anything above 70 would have more strategic importance to the organization. But you could see the different scores here, and you could see a breakdown of the individual scores, right? So for example, if it's the CFO or the COO or another senior level executive, you can see the breakdown of those initiatives by individual executive, right? This is really, really powerful, right? So for each initiative, it shows a breakdown by pillar. 50, here's a 50 score for financial, 62 for customers, 58 for operational, and 90 for learning. Obviously, it's weighted higher here because it's a employee development program. And now this is where strategic meets tactical execution. So we've got a phase one strategy deployment matrix here, where on the left we got the strategic objectives, the left rows and the columns, we've got dashboard metrics. So this allows the executive team to collaborate and brainstorm and identify what the top dashboard metrics are for these strategic objectives. And so you can add a strategy, you can add a metric, um, and as you can see here, you'll see here there are relationship weights in each of these cells. So as an example here, I'm going to click here. This was develop employee skills. Like what's the relationship strength with employee skills, developing employee skills with revenue per employee? So you could select these different strengths from 1 to 9. Okay, I'm going to bounce out of here. So anyway, you would need to, again, collaborate as a senior executive with your executive team and determine what all these relationship strengths are, right? From dashboard metric to the strategic objective. Um, Very, very powerful, right? And then there's various other scores down here. There's criteria, performance targets here at the bottom that shows by dashboard metric what the individual scores are here or the targets. Um, Criteria score, there's strategic importance score, a lot of different metrics and KPIs you can use. Then moving on to the timeline, there's a strategy timeline, and it shows you, how much you're on target by period, right? So top line revenue, Q1, you're only at here 35%, Q2, 60%, and hopefully you'll achieve 100% by the end of Q4 of this year. And again, this is organized by strategic pillars. And at the bottom here, you could see the strategic objectives progress. At the bottom here, top line revenue, CSAT, project delivery, here, core product. And all of these can be updated. Uh, all right. And then there's also a priority matrix here that shows by initiative, strategic impact versus implementation effort. Um, and going back again to the dashboard here, we also can take a tour, so it's very, very user friendly. You could adopt this here within 10 minutes, and you could set up your Stratalign strategy here or dashboard for the rest of the year, right? You could do this all within 10 minutes. But of course, you're going to have to do this with your partners across the table. So anyway, we're offering a free 10-day trial, no credit card, so it's risk-free. Uh, Feel free to peruse the application and email me at support@stratalign.io and give us your feedback. Thank you.